Welcome to the I'm Just Saying channel. I am the one and only comic sitting next to my brother.
Mark. Just call me Mark, guys.
Bro, it's not his name. It's
Just
Mr.
call me Mark.
Mark Senpai.
Just call me Mark, bro.
Mr. Mark Senpai.
Okay.
And we are here to react to Death Battle's last Death Battle of the year. Gogeta versus Vegito. Now, I just felt like with us being the I'm Just Saying channel, we like a whole bunch of other stuff, but Dragon Ball is where I got my start, and so Dragon Ball means a lot to me. Gogeta and Vegito mean a lot to me, and so I was like, what better way to get into the end of the year than this? What you think? Who do you think is gonna win? First of all, which fusion do you like better? I'm gonna put mine out there already. I'm a Gogeta fan. Through and through. Gogeta is my favorite fusion.
I was about to say that, but I'm trying to think.
There is speculation that Patora fusion makes them stronger than fusion dance fusion. I don't know. I don't remember what the facts are. Hold on.
I just have a sneezing in my ear, bro.
Things are so easy to find nowadays.
Yes! Now, with this ultimate power,
Did you go on a journey with
can
me?
finally conquer
Have
the
Gogeta fight
world!
Vegito!
What?
Oh,
Like
come
just us
on!
now?
It's the ultimate Dragon Ball question! Which fusion of Goku and Vegeta is stronger? Gogeta, the combo greater than legends, or Vegito, the mix who surpassed gods?
Intriguing. They are in many ways identical, yet still quite
Auto
different. Though in canon, they only have a collective total of 3 brief appearances. To truly determine who would win, let's examine all of their material.
So that's Z,
where you got that.
GT,
You saw
Super, movies, games, guidebooks, toys, Twitter, even all the crazy Xenoverse and hero stuff.
Hold on to your
stuff is
Dragon Balls.
He's Wiz and I'm
Like the
Boomstick.
straight-
And it's our job to analyze their
Like
weapons,
broken.
armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Imagine it's 1995 and you're at a movie theater in Japan.
funny?
You're there to watch Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn, and it's gonna be the most radical movie ever, dude. I mean, yeah, it was a little weird when Adolf showed up, but then it happened. Goku and Vegeta were pushed to the brink with only one option left. They merged into a single being of amazing power, Gogeta! And that would be the greatest thing 8-year-old you ever saw. Yep, you peaked at 8.
Fun fact, while Vegito had already debuted in the manga 2 months earlier, Gogeta was created first. After all, the movie had been in production throughout the previous year.
2 Saiyans, the proud son of royalty and the lower-class champion becoming one epic powerhouse? This is the true potential of Goku and Vegeta. Easily a top 5 Dragon Ball moment. Hey,
Is that what
nothing
you
beats the first time we saw Super Saiyan, but I think this comes close.
This method of fusion was taught to Goku by the Metamorans, a mysterious alien people who we never actually see.
But I'd guess they like wearing crop tops with inflatable shoulder pads. Anyway, when Goku taught this fabled technique to Goten and Trunks, it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
This is the fusion dance. On top of an incredibly precise movement routine, this technique requires both parties to match power levels in order to fuse successfully. A literal personification of the phrase, only as strong as the weakest link.
It's pretty easy to screw up, trust me. But if you nail it, you're the baddest mother effer on the planet.
Though not part of mainline
Just showing
canon,
the
Goku and
fusion
Vegeta
ever.
first used this to battle Janemba, a demon basically composed of essence of evil. Probably smells like cats. Gogeta defeated him in less than 2 minutes. 20 years later, Gogeta would become canon to conquer one of the most dangerous entities in the multiverse, Broly.
Obviously, Gogeta's super powerful, but I think his most underappreciated skill is how he comes up with awesome attack names. like the Big Bang Kamehameha, Stardust Fall, Meteor Explosion, and the ultimate villain killer, Stardust Breaker!
A fancy-looking attack that completely obliterates all traces of evil within a target.
That's how it took out Janemba in one shot. The guy was literally made of evil. Or cats.
Weirdly
It's like
enough, this is
Spirit
similar
Bomb.
to Devilman's Devil Might Be, which causes the evil within a person to explode and
Oh, you mean Spike? That guy's hilarious. Which obscure
He was-
character are you gonna reference next?
himself.
Icarus? Sour Man? General Rildo? Oh man, that guy's just one letter up from General Dill.
Over the years, Gogeta has achieved the empowered forms of Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan Blue, and even Super Saiyan 4 in his battle against Omega Shenron.
Super Saiyan 4 is a totally unique branch of transformation. Instead of using Divine Ki like Super Saiyan God, it taps further into Goku and Vegeta's Saiyan bloodline, giving them
lid.
fuzzy red fur and Team
My
Goth
theory is that they're
eyeshadow.
gonna
Goku has also claimed this form increases a Saiyan's
Oh,
inherent
it'll make
aggression.
sense.
Though you wouldn't know it with Gogeta. He basically becomes Dragon Ball's Bugs Bunny, reveling and messing
Minecraft?
around with his foe any way he can.
Until the fusion runs out. That's right, the fusion dance has a time limit of 30 minutes. This can be reduced even more if Gogeta uses up a lot of energy. Against Omega Shenron and GT, he split apart after about 10 minutes.
Just more evidence that the amount of power Gogeta
BSing.
possesses is enormous. Even repeatedly striking Broly so hard that the boundaries between dimensions shattered like glass wasn't enough to burn through his time. Hell, he was only in Super Saiyan 1 when he did that. After going blue, Broly didn't stand a chance. Based on earlier in the film, Whis' reaction even implies that Gogeta could possibly take on Beerus.
In Dragon Ball Heroes, Gogeta continues to prove he's one of the multiverse's S-tier fighters. He even defeated the Crimson Masked Super Saiyan Rose Full Power Goku Black and Ultimate God Slayer Hearts the God Hater. You know, those guys.
And two Gogetas together could take on Fu.
Just Fu? After all
Fu
that,
look like that.
he's just called Fu?
Dark King Fu, the artificial bio-android demon mutant. He has Saiyan, Namekian, Earthling, Majin, and Eternal Dragon DNA.
Is this fan fiction?
Hearts the God Whiner claimed Fu could become an entity akin to Zeno, that little blue baby who can erase a multiverse with a thought.
But these Gogetas achieve even stronger forms than before. One was in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, the boosted form Vegeta achieved during the Tournament of Power.
But
The
you see
other
it?
was Super
You see
Saiyan
live?
4,
Yeah.
but not just any Super Saiyan 4. He was Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker.
Wait, so what
I
do
think my tongue is permanently...
about what they're
I think Vegito also has these ridiculous forms, so I have no idea.
how they're gonna
Yeah.
stack them?
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna make it work, especially with they tried to play the short time card, but that probably doesn't apply to these niggas in this broken universe. So I don't know.
Yeah,
And with the new addition to Super, Vegito has that same thing, where you use up too much power and then the fusion fails. Right? It's stupid, right? So
okay.
hopefully they discount that and then they just let them fight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know they don't do that, but okay.
twisted now.
These two forms fighting side by side implies that, at least in this iteration, both are similar if not equal in power.
Gogeta's so cool, and there are tons of people who think he'd win this matchup.
In Weekly Jump issue 28 from 1995, the fusion dance was stated to unify Goku and Vegeta's spirits and draw out their power to the max. As long as a fight with Vegito lasts less than 30 minutes, the magazine says Gogeta should win.
And then in the video game Raging Blast, there's a what-if scenario where Gogeta beats Vegito in a sparring session. But he was about to run out of energy, so maybe it could have gone either way.
Though with his power and skill, it's unlikely any opponent would push Gogeta to his limit. Two of the greatest warriors in history merged together as one. What more could you want as a fan? And what more could you fear as a foe?
I ain't gonna hold you. When you got it now.
It's the spring of 1995. A demonic menace has threatened to consume the world in
Isn't
chaos.
that crazy that came
Goku and
out
Vegeta were pushed to the brink with only one option left. Fusion!
But only one
They
is
used
canon?
one of their most incredible techniques to
canon?
become
Yeah.
a merged being of unimaginable power. Does this sound familiar?
But there wasn't time to teach Vegeta an awkward dance routine he'd ultimately despise. Instead, they used the Patara.
Only the gods themselves could rock bling like this. That's right, the Potara earrings come from the Kais, the gods that supervise the universes.
By placing one earring on each person's opposite ear, the Potara
I
forcibly
don't know why they
fuses
didn't
the
go
two
with
beings
Vegito.
together. No power level matching required. In this case, Goku and Vegeta fuse to become Vegito.
Okay, seriously, Vegito? Couldn't they have a better name?
It's not that bad. And remember, Fusion Reborn started production well before Toriyama penned Vegito's first appearance.
So, Toei called dibs on the better name, huh? But still, shouldn't it be like Vegito? Not like that's much better either. Why Vegito?
It makes more sense in Japanese. Vegito is formed from the first half of Vegeta and the latter half of Kakaroto. This is why Viz Media actually translated it to Vegerot.
Oh, that one sucks too. Okay, bored now. Let's talk about how he blows shit up real good.
Vegito has
Vegerot,
numerous techniques
yeah.
that are entirely his own, many of which are, fittingly, perfect combinations of Goku and Vegeta's signature moves. Such as the final
OD
Kamehameha,
in
formed like Vegeta's final flash, but fired like Goku's Kamehameha way. He's got a Spirit Sword, the Saiyan Shield, and the Banshee Blast. Which, no, it's not the ghost attack you're thinking of.
With Goku and Vegeta's powers combined, Majin Buu was no match. Super Vegito was so friggin' powerful that even being turned into candy didn't slow him down. It just made him delicious.
His level of power had transcended to such an impressive degree that he was capable of effectively ignoring having his matter entirely altered and his DNA eradicated. He continued on as the incredible fighting candy.
No mouth, no brains, no organs of any kind, and he still kept slapping around that big pink ass.
Phrasing. Presumably, this is similar to how Vegeta overpowered Babidi's mind control, or how Goku broke through Hit's time skip with Kaioken. A greater power level can overrule basically anything a weaker one does. Though, to be fair, the Super Candy is a pretty extreme example.
But Vegito's a pretty extreme guy, even for the Dragon Ball multiverse. He later got that godly blue hairspray and beat the crap out of Merged Zamasu, a double deity. Like a fusion dick measuring contest, but not at all close.
Though similar to his dancing counterpart, Vegito's time ran out after he overtaxed himself.
Which was kinda weird. Back in the day, they said these Potara fusions were permanent. Turns out it's only permanent for Supreme Kais. Vegito's form can last up to 1 hour before splitting apart, but can be shortened severely if he goes full tilt. In the manga, Vegito formed after Zamasu fused and split apart when they expected
Toyotaro,
fused
you
Zamasu
drew
to
the
have 20
behind
minutes
off right
left,
there.
meaning he cut his time down to 40 minutes at most. Though in the anime, it was way less since he tried to quickly overpower Zamasu with a single attack.
The Potara have their own set of rules. Unlike the fusion dance, this form is maintained by the power of the earrings, not the fusers themselves. As such, destroying the earrings ends the fusion.
And if you slap the Potara on while in
That'll
a
make
Super
sense.
Saiyan form, you can't power down while fused. So if Goku and Vegeta aren't careful, they can find themselves draining power when they don't need to. But surprise, Vegito's got into his own Super Dragon Ball Hero shenanigans,
Yep.
and he's got the full power
Dashes
red fur
is hard.
too. Look, Wiz, I think I'm having deja vu.
Aside from Fu, he's battled heavy-hitting threats to the multiverse like Cumber and Mechikabura.
And just like with Gogeta, there's
know
plenty of
Cumber
people who
would
think
make
Vegeta would win this fight.
Daizenshus 4 and 7, basically two Dragon Ball encyclopedias, claim that the Potara fusion is superior to the fusion dance.
Old Kai said this too, that the Potara provide a greater effect.
Though they both may be referring to what was believed at the time to be a permanent fusion. Not having to worry about overspending your time limit would certainly be a greater effect if it were true.
But hey, there's nothing that can get in the way of Vegito's awesome power. Gods and demons alike are no match.
Yeah.
When there's no one strong enough to save the day, then perhaps two will do.
So after that, he vanished.
This show is sponsored by
Now
BetterHelp.
you have to guess.
Life can be overwhelming,
same side.
and many people are burned out without even knowing it.
Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, and more. As a scientist myself, I've often been stuck in the lab into the late hours of the night working
fighting.
myself
I
silly.
love
Well,
Dragon
we
Ball Fighter.
associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause.
Any of our roles in life can lead to us feeling burnt out, and BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life.
BetterHelp is customized
Well, why?
online
They
therapy
need-
that offers video,
they
phone,
need to
and
know
even live
that
chat
someone's
sessions
out there
with
to
your
listen to their
therapist,
problem.
so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
It's more
therapy
affordable than
guide,
in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours.
Death Battle viewers
the
get
money's going
10%
to
off their
find
first month at betterhelp.com/deathbattle.
That's BETTERHELP.com/deathbattle.
Alright.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
Hear my wish,
Excited?
Eternal Dragon. It's time for a death battle!
I don't understand that.
How'd he turn into stone?
I don't
Dust.
know. Man, freak y'all.
Oh man, that was epic! Totally worth the wish. Though I guess we probably could have solved a lot of world problems
the better
with that.
character.
I suppose world domination can wait another year. This fight was incredibly close. No, seriously, how could it not be? They're almost exactly the same person.
With a few minor differences here and there, like signature attacks. Neither Vegito nor Gogeta had one single power that provided an absolute edge over the other.
Except perhaps Vegito's longer time limit, though it's not so clear-cut. Both have overtaxed their energy quick enough to end their fusions in less than 10 minutes. Time isn't the only factor, but also whatever is maintaining each fusion. Gogeta's body and Vegito's earrings. It's possible Vegito's power can actually drain the Potara faster than Gogeta's does his own body.
Still, it's twice the time, and that definitely gave Vegito more flexibility and strategy. So more often than not, it's safe to say Gogeta would run out of juice first.
Also, when Vegito or Gogeta defuse from power overuse, it's typically difficult for them to immediately fuse again due to that lack of energy.
But Vegito had another one over Gogeta. No matter what, he'd always have a very slight power advantage. Remember how the fusion dance requires the fusers to match their power levels? Well, the Potara don't need that.
Goku doesn't need to match Vegeta's slightly
doesn't
lower power
mean
levels, so there's
anything.
nothing stopping Vegito from combining the full sum of their parts.
Ah, poor Vegeta.
That
You'll
doesn't
get
make
your
sense.
day in the sun one day, buddy. Oh, who am I kidding?
This might be what Old Kai was referring to when he said that Potara had a greater effect.
But hey, could Gogeta have destroyed the earrings? Nope! He would have had to be able to overpower Vegito first, like how Goku could only destroy Kefla's earrings after he reached Ultra Instinct.
Remember, when comparing levels of power in Dragon Ball, the greater one can overrule almost anything the weaker one does. The earrings likely tend to be protected by the user's ki aura, similar to their clothing.
The only time we've ever seen Potara damaged or specifically targeted are when the wearer is overwhelmed or in a vulnerable state. If any stray ki blast could destroy them, we'd have a lot more broken earrings by now.
Lastly, there's some debate over their personalities. In their first appearances, Vegito seemed rather cocky and playful against Buu, whereas Gogeta was far more deliberate against Janemba, and thus far more successful. However, these are not core personality traits, and assuming so would be inconsistent with Vegito's serious fight with Zamasu and Gogeta's more brash fights with Broly and Omega Shenron. Context is key. As far as personality and mental ability goes, Gogeta and Vegito are practically identical. In the end, Vegito's higher power level, no matter how slight it was, made a big difference in protecting and maintaining his longer, more flexible time limit.
Gogeta was gonna need meta more than that to beat Vegito. Sorry, Wiz, I know that pun was potarible.
Wait, shut up. Earth's Dragon Balls give 2 wishes, right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Shenron, I wish for you to fuse me and win. The winner is Vegito.
I don't know.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks to our channel members for supporting.
Essentially saying is they have to match power levels. That just means that they have to be at the same power level in order to fuse. That doesn't mean that the lowered power level will be the peak of the power used in the fusion. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Okay.
That's what they're saying essentially.
Okay. So you think? So who do you think should have won? You think it should have just been stalemate?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was going to do.
Especially with that line of logic. Well, since Potara doesn't require the other person to have the same power level as you, because with that logic, when Buu fused with the Fat Kai, he got weaker.
Mm.
So that means a stronger person that fuses with a weaker person gets weaker, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense.
He got a point there.
That was the whole point.
Do you think they overlooked that?
Yeah. What? Of course.
Mm.
What?
Okay.
That was weird to me.
That makes sense. I ain't gonna say about that. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
The old Kai fused with a witch.
Mm.
And so he couldn't do, he was actually strong. He couldn't do anything anymore. Granted, when Buu merged with the Swole Kai, he was still pretty straight, but that's probably because the Kai wasn't weak. It wasn't until after he fused with, well, part of that was the innocent nature too, though. So I have to take that into account. Because Buu was still strong as freak.
Mm-hmm.
He just wasn't as strong or destructive because of his mindset. So maybe I'm overthinking this.
Okay.
Because the mindset was definitely a key part. And you know why I'm thinking this through right now?
What?
Because of that one video we got on TikTok where they was trying to act like we don't know what we're talking about on Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't play with me. Hold on, wait. I want to see who's next.
You gotta click though.
No. Are they gonna show who's next?
Supporting us this year. Hope you've been enjoying the extra perks and content. We've got a bunch of new stuff in the works for you. If you aren't a champion, click that join button and give it a shot.
I've always been a champion.
Also, season 10 of Death Battle is coming soon, including 2 matchups chosen by our champions. Let's see what you picked.
Survival on the finish. Survival on the finish. Survival on the finish in the game of life. Take with me. We ready to fight.
Those are 2 death battles I don't really care about. I'll probably watch them anyway just because I always watch death battles. But
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
all right.
Just clicking on stuff.
What do you think, man?
Look, I was just on the sidelines the whole
I
whole
thought you was about
time.
to say I was right, Vegito. That's what I was about to say.
I mean, I was, but
Oh my god.
I was kind of on the sideline because it didn't. I figured they'll just balance out.
That's what it should. It makes perfect sense for it.
So I was just excited to see how they was gonna make them fight and stuff like that. So I was kind of in on the sidelines
There was
with
a
it.
lot going on in that fight. The fight was cool. I really enjoyed that. I really wish you could play the song from the movie. They'd have played that on there.
Okay. Sneezing, bro.
Let us know what you think. Do you think Vegito should have beat Gogeta? Am I wrong about my Patora fusion theory? Are they correct in their assumptions? Let us know in the comments down below. Anything else that you want to say?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, like the video, comment under it, and give us some interactions and subscribe to the channel. As always, we thank y'all so much. You know what I'm saying? The simple things that y'all do really help us a lot. And hit the notification bell so you can see us if you want to see us more. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
If y'all want to see us react to some other stuff, I don't even know if we got another death battle video, do we? I think we did, but something happened to it.
I think so. I can't remember.
It's okay. Well, something else gonna be right here. He gonna put something right here because he's a good.
I can't remember.
He's good at what he does.
I know we did.
Yeah, I think something happened to it. I think it was like the before we could figure out the background thing. Like either the sound wasn't working or something like that.
It's
So he was
very
just like,
early
Yeah.
stages of yeah.
All right, man. Well, with that being said, we'll see y'all in the next one.